a $65 guitar. Alright, so in the ever-evolving world of my channel, I've decided to do some reviews of some gear, especially when it's sent to me for free and we can do a giveaway for you guys. This is a Glarry Strat copy, basswood body, 65 bucks. How could you not review that? Initial impressions are actually pretty high for $65. The pickups, the neck is, I don't know, muddy. I don't really like it, but the middle and the bridge sound pretty good. Hardware seems of decent quality. I don't like the finish on the neck at all. It actually doesn't feel like there's a finish, but the neck has rounded over fretboard and it actually feels pretty good. The one thing I don't like is that the E string slips a little bit when you're playing, so I may have to adjust that slightly. The bridge has an incredible amount of height built into it, so you've got a lot of flexibility. This guitar did not come set up, and so I just played it that way versus getting the bridge to the curve of the fretboard. And I gotta say, for 65 bucks, I was rather impressed. The finish on the body was really nice. This sort of flat blue gloss looks pretty nice. We'll see how it holds up over time. The neck obviously isn't the greatest piece of wood. There is some run out here, and the way that this piece of wood sort of moves, it's got a little bit of run out. So long-term stability is sort of, we'll see. It's a plastic nut with some basic tuners, you know, like a ping-ish tuner. They're drilled on relatively consistently. This one's off slightly. Headstock shape is decent. It definitely needs a truss rod adjustment, but I didn't do that. The hardware feels pretty good, pretty much sort of Strat-ish feeling. The guitar is incredibly light, way lighter than what I was thinking as I pulled it out of the box. It's a basswood body, and I'm assuming they did the swimming pool route. So once we take this apart, we'll see what's on there. The hardware is not pitted too much, so on the Chibson that I reviewed, you could see all the pitting on the hardware, which just led me to believe it was a terrible guitar. The one flaw that I noticed right off the bat was how they did the back cut on the fretboard. I actually emailed them saying, hey, this side is cut on an angle, so whatever they did is they probably were routing the back side and must have been a chip of wood. And this side is nice and thick, sort of standard, and then this side is way too thin. So I think if someone sort of ran this over the router, on this side it was, or on this side it was sort of chipped up or something, was tilted, and it just, this is bad. You can see this. It's very flexible. This last fret is going to have an issue, but 65 bucks, man, I really can't complain too much. I would love to just put a set of sort of custom wound pickups in here and go at it. I'm a little worried about the stability of the neck, but it does come with string trees. I would probably replace the nut with a nice bone nut and move this in slightly. First impressions are pretty nice. Let's take this sucker apart and see what's in it. All right, so we took the sucker apart, and pickguard is actually decent plastic, nice and thick. I know you guys love when I comment on that. But the pickups look like ceramic pickups, standard Chinese pots. Some of these Chinese pots are actually decent. Not a swimming pool route, which I was surprised by. So that's actually pretty good. But the one red flag is they shim the neck, and I don't mind shims, but I do mind two shims. So two pretty thick shims on the back, and then you can see the wood here is got a lot of run out through it, and that's really not that's not ideal, especially where the neck is. As wood sort of gets a little bit older, it'll tend to shrink and move a little bit, and with this sort of run out, I'm a little worried by it. That's the cutback I was telling you guys about, which is a little ugly. And you can see sort of that run out. The basswood, I can't tell how many pieces it is, even in the light. But all the holes are drilled correctly, so actually someone did that right. Again, standard, just Chinese hardware. Nothing really scary about the body. They did buff the hell out of it because there's a bunch of buffing compound on this. So, I don't know, 65 bucks, man. It's worth it. You can set it up with some pickups, and if the neck starts to get untunable, you can chuck it. I'm not sure why they put this many shims on it, but look at all this buffing compound that's left. The route wasn't exactly straight here, but it's on the back side. Nobody really cares about that. As I'm looking at the light, I can't really see anything. I did notice some sanding marks on the back of the neck here from when they didn't sand it out enough. But again, we're talking about $65. It's hard to complain about anything. Really just don't like the back cut and the neck. I'm wondering if this wasn't cut properly and they had to use the shims to get it right. So we'll use some calipers and test that theory. Oh, it looks about right. Maybe off slightly. Again, when you're working with not perfect wood, you get the shrinkage, and maybe that's why they did it. But for $65, another guitar you don't have to worry about. Play it for a couple of gigs, give it away to some kid in the audience. It's not a bad idea. This is the neck clean tone. Middle, bridge. Play some chords. This is again the neck. Middle, bridge. Neck. The neck, I don't really like. It's a tad muddy, but the bridge sounds outstanding. I'll just riff through this. And then this is the neck. I have tried to adjust the neck pickup. It's not doing it. But the middle and bridge sound great. This is distorted through my orange amp and some Black Star speakers. And this is the bridge, or the neck. Middle. Really do like the bridge in the middle. I just feel like the neck loses just a little bit too much top end. Let me know what you think in the comments. I know a couple guys have been doing reviews of these. Glarry was kind enough to send me one to review, and for 65 bucks, yeah, I'll give it a thumbs up. I'll take it. You can play with it for a while. Is this going to be the greatest player's guitar that you keep forever? No, probably not. Maybe do you trash it and throw it out? Maybe at some point. But I'll take it. It's pretty close to spec in terms of the belly cutout, the arm cutout. You know, if you want to get someone another guitar because they want to hear a different tone, you know, let's say you got an Epiphone, Les Paul, and you want to add a Strat, you don't have a ton of money, I'd go for this. You can always swap out the pickups, and you can always play with the nut. You don't have the tools to adjust the bridge perfectly like I do, which are these setup height guides from Stu Mac, but you get pretty close to that. So for 65 bucks, can't complain. Take it, man. So thanks for watching, guys. Another review, and we'll see you in the next video.